In the energy sector, it's all about two things: looking for oil and gas where there is oil and gas, and having the land to do so. With so much of Canada's oil and gas production derived from Alberta and Saskatchewan, logically, these are the areas to be in. At Nordic Oil and Gas, we have land holdings totaling in excess of 120,000 gross acres in these provinces. Our assets consist of 4,480 acres of petroleum and natural gas leases at Joffre, a proven oil and gas region of central Alberta. In addition to our Joffre property, Nordic has two 5-year petroleum and natural gas leases covering 6,700 gross acres at Priestville, Saskatchewan, along with two other exploratory permits at Priestville that cover some 100,000 gross acres. Furthermore, last year we acquired a little over 1,000 acres of petroleum and natural gas leases in the Lloydminster area, and more than 7,000 acres of petroleum and natural gas leases in the Peace River Arch area of northwestern Alberta. We currently have 6 wells on production, totaling 500 MCF per day, which equates to approximately 81 BOEs per day, with 3 CBM wells awaiting tie-in and a new Belly River well that was drilled last summer, also awaiting tie-in. Based on test results, we believe these wells are capable of more than doubling current production. These tie-ins are expected to be completed shortly. Our newest properties are in the Lloydminster and Peace River Arch areas. It's well documented that there are vast reserves of heavy oil in the Lloydminster area. In fact, it's our belief that there exist significant amounts of unrecovered heavy oil in the region, which can be recovered at a depth of 675 meters. The newly acquired property in Lloydminster is comprised of 27 local subdivisions. The wells are expected to produce from the Lloydminster Sparky and McLaren pools. The Sparky G pool has produced over 7.2 million barrels, and the production per well has ranged from 800 barrels to 422,000 barrels, with an average of some 93,000 barrels. It is our belief that initial rates per well should be in the area of 30 barrels per day, and approximately 43,000 barrels of oil should be recovered from each well on average. In an engineering report recently prepared for the company, we were credited with 540,000 barrels of proven plus probable heavy oil at Lloydminster. This is very exciting news for Nordic, given that the company will not start its drilling program in Lloydminster until later this spring. While we are pleased to receive such good news, we actually feel that this is a conservative estimate. The start of drilling in the area will assist our engineer in developing future reserve evaluations. In addition, in March 2008, we also acquired 4 wellbores located on leases on our lands in Lloydminster. We plan to install pumps and tanks at each location and commence production shortly. We are currently licensing 4 other locations, and we intend to commence drilling during the second quarter. Shifting to the Peace River Arch property, our acquisition is comprised of 11 sections of land on a shallow gas trend in the Talbot Lake area. The land is adjacent to production in the Blue Sky Gething Zone at a relatively shallow depth of 525 meters, and all of the land is located within 1 to 2 miles of potential tie-in. Mapping shows that the potential exists on these lands for 7 initial locations, which could have approximately 3 meters of gas pay each. The area also has the potential in the deeper Devonian targets. A well in close proximity produced 9.1 billion cubic feet of natural gas with an initial rate of 10 million cubic feet per day. Another well located approximately 6 miles to the southwest produced at a rate of 1,700 barrels of oil per day from a relatively thick Slave Point pay zone. Taking a look at our Priestville, Saskatchewan property, This is a region that has generated considerable excitement and enthusiasm in recent months for both ourselves and other companies that are active in the area. The Priestville Foam Lake area has been much heralded in recent weeks, with Nordic Oil and Gas, along with some other companies, making major announcements regarding their lands. Nordic was the first company into the region when we acquired the property in 2002. And in truth, we have paved the way for others to enter the area. Today, there are at least a half a dozen other companies undertaking exploration work at Priestville, due in no small part to our initiatives in the region. Our property is on the eastern flank of the Western Canada Sedimentary Basin, and our seismic has identified up to 90 exploratory and development drilling locations. While others in the region are concentrating on shale gas, our findings indicate that there are major oil anomalies on our land. In November of 2007, we engaged the services of Petrofine Geochem Limited to undertake hydrocarbon soil gas surveys on our most northerly lands. During the course of sampling, Petrofine discovered what it believed to be oil seeps, and independent analysis confirmed the presence of oil in the samples taken. Altogether, evidence of oil seeps was found at 34 locations, with at least 4 major areas, including one which extended 400 feet along the Pee Wee River. These seeps are interpreted to be leakages from faults intersecting oil reservoirs at depth. Everett Lee de Gaulier, once regarded by many as the most competent authority in the petroleum industry, stated in the American Association of Petroleum Geologists Bulletin some years ago that oil and gas seeps have resulted in the discovery of more oil and gas fields than any other single method. Paul Lafleur, president of Petrofine, has told us that the results from the analysis of the soil gas survey were some of the highest readings that he has ever seen. Of the locations where oil seeps were discovered, most were coincident with soil gas anomalies. In Petrofine's view, many, if not all, of the high-grade oil anomalies, especially those that are coincident with major oil seeps, warrant further exploration through drilling. We have identified the first 2 locations for drilling. One was selected based on the Petrofine Geochem report, while the other was chosen based on a combination of our own seismic data and the Petrofine report. We have completed the survey work and the environmental report, and we have received the well licenses. At present, we are anxiously awaiting the approval from the Saskatchewan government on the environmental report. Once received, we will be in a position to commence our initial drilling at Priestville. During the latter part of 2007 and into 2008, we have been actively raising money in the marketplace, with the result that the company is on its most solid financial footing in its entire history. Since August of 2007, we have raised in excess of $7.5 million. We consider this to be a major, significant accomplishment, given that in these times, few juniors are receiving this level of endorsement from the financial community. We intend to use a significant portion of this funding to undertake major drilling programs in Priestville, Lloydminster, and the Joffre regions. We have an experienced, proven management group, along with equally talented engineering, geological, and geophysical teams. We're a growth-oriented company with a strong growing land position in areas where oil and gas is being produced. Nordic Oil and Gas is clearly at the crossroads of its history. We are poised to take a major step forward and emerge as a solid and established producer in the energy sector.